and talk about some deadly food, man. We got good enough, and we're talking about the deadliest foods in the world. I'm guessing this is also like just historically, probably, hopefully. Let's see though. Terrified already.
Let's start with the dangerous and slowly work our way towards the deadliest ones on the list.
Yep.
Number 5, Casu Marzu. Casu
Okay.
Marzu translates to rotten cheese in Sardinian and is known as the most dangerous cheese in the world. This is a cheese that is traditionally made using sheep's milk and is commonly produced on the island.
Why was bro so swole?
Known as the most dangerous cheese in the world. This is a cheese
Like, what's bro? Veins popping out? Is he juiced up, bro? Is that what this? I don't know, bro.
traditionally made using sheep's milk and is commonly produced on the island of Sardinia, Italy. Even though it's illegal to sell, the high demand for this delicacy incentivizes local farmers to keep producing it, creating a massive black market that is estimated to bring in around 2.5 million pounds,
Bruh.
$3 million annually.
People buying $3 million worth of black market cheese. Okay. What's good, Worth?
We got guns.
No,
We
thank you.
got drugs.
That's what I'm like.
Fresh kidney.
This is what I imagine, bro.
And we have cheese.
Yeah, I'll just go with the cheese.
Like, that's crazy,
This
bro.
cheese is so dangerous is simply because of the way that it is made, which first starts with the wheel of pecorino cheese. It is then introduced to cheese flies, where they will begin to lay their eggs inside it. And in a matter of hours to a few days, these eggs become larvae. And around the 40th day, the cheese is completely infested with flies and thousands of maggots.
What's the point of
For the
this?
next 2 to 3 months, the maggots are left to gorge themselves with the cheese, so they can, well, poop it back out.
Nah.
And that's the magical ingredient here. Since the poop gives the cheese its
What's good,
soft
firstborn?
flavor and texture. And honestly, the texture does look amazing.
Be for real with me right now, bro.
I'll give them that. But when it's time to consume the rotten
Alright, bro.
cheese, expecting
There's not enough money in the world, bro. And the fact that this now, I'm mad that it's only 3 million in the black market, not 3 billion, bro. Who's eating this?
dozen maggots with every single bite, since they are never removed.
And this is number 5. This is how we're starting.
Scientists and health officials have warned that there's always a possibility that the larvae could survive a person's stomach acid and make their way into the intestines, a condition called pseudomyiasis, where the person's intestines become completely infested with maggots.
That's what I'm saying, like, it can't taste that good, bruh.
Surviving by consuming the person instead, successfully pulling off the sneakiest Uno reverse card. Even though this condition is rare, I don't think I would be willing to risk it all for a taste of this deliciously textured cheese.
That's not worth it, bro. That's good for you, man. I'm good off that. That's crazy too. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Number 4, larb. Larb is a type of salad that consists of greens, spices, sticky rice, and a choice of meat. This dish originated in South Asia in Laos and is a very popular dish there, even becoming its national dish. At first glance, this would definitely be something I would consider ordering while on vacation, if I ever took any. Now here's the thing, even though this dish looks delicious, it can quickly become deadly, since this meal is oftentimes served with raw meat. There are many types of meat that can be used for this dish, but the most common ones include beef, chicken, duck, fish, and pork. And eating this meal uncooked drastically increases the odds of you contracting.
Why though? Like, what's the reason?
Dangerous and potentially fatal disease from trichinosis.
With certain fish, I mean, that's whatever. That's kind of normal, but bro,
fatal bacterias, rabies, streptococcus, which is a deadly bacteria that is commonly found in pigs. and Southeast Asian liver fluke, a parasitical flatworm.
That is true.
Cooked fish, which once consumed, the worm can live inside the human liver for many years.
Yikes.
Easy knowing that you'll never truly be alone.
That's crazy.
There have been many cases throughout the years.
Yeah, raw chicken is crazy. There's no excuse for that at all. There's no excuse.
Has directly led to human fatalities, like in 2019 in Thailand, where a total of 265 people contracted Streptococcus suis after consuming larb. And
in 2019, bro. Honestly though, and this is gonna sound crazy. No, let me not even say that. Let me not even say that, bro.
would end up losing
I'm not even gonna say that.
lives. Number 3, Sanakji. In Korea, Sanakji could be enjoyed multiple different ways, but let's cover the least deadly one first and the most common. Sanakji is a raw dish consisting of the long octopus, which is killed just moments before it's to be served. Here, the body and legs are chopped into pieces and drizzled with sesame oil, and by the time this makes it onto your plate, the legs will still be moving.
That's crazy.
The octopus's suckers will begin to suction onto your tongue and throat, making it difficult to swallow. But I know that if I ever came face to face with this meal, I would have no choice but to totally crush it. Since I have talked way too much of a big game, watching people struggle as they eat disgusting foods on the challenge. No, I'm telling you, you just have to plug your nose and just power through it.
See, I'm not that guy at all.
Oh my god.
I be feeling them, bro.
The water.
I be feeling them. That's crazy.
He's wasting so much time.
Yeah.
To prove.
I mean, I guess, bro.
Method, on the other hand,
Can't relate.
is much more challenging and poses a much
That's not challenging
greater
enough?
risk of death. And honestly, it's more of a one-on-one fight rather than an actual meal. Here, the octopus reaches your plate.
Bro, nah, bro.
Fully intact and alive, where it is then tightly wrapped around a chopstick, dipped in sesame oil, and shoved into your mouth.
Look, bro. I'm not trying to make fun of nobody culture or nothing like that. But what on earth would possess you to stuff a live octopus in someone's mouth, man? It's living.
But the sesame oil is not meant to enhance the meal. It is simply used to rig the fight in the cheating human's favor, as it will now serve as a lubricant. And as soon as the 1v1 starts, the octopus begins to attack, squirming to find its way out. Frantically
I think only squids do that. Do octopi do that? I don't know.
Suctioning on to whatever it can get
I'm not sure.
hold of. But if you're the human, you must completely focus on your chewing. Soon your hands begin to get sweaty, and within seconds, you begin to break out into a mental panic.
Why would someone do
Questioning
this?
yourself, thinking that this might have been a mistake. With your heart beginning to race, you try and cover up your fear by chewing harder and faster. And you have now convinced yourself that it's now or never. It's time to attempt the swallow. But there's a problem. The octopus is still moving. The stares of everyone at the table are piercing, and you feel the ever-growing
How did this
peer
start,
pressure
bro?
accumulating.
I feel like this started as like a bad dare. You know, nah, literally. I feel like this started off as a bad dare. In like, I don't even know, however many thousand years ago. And for some reason, it just stuck and became a thing. This is horrible.
So you're forced to go for it, praying to whatever god is listening that the octopus doesn't latch itself onto your throat as you try and swallow it, as that would surely be a death sentence. You force the ball of squirming octopus down your throat, and for a second, your heart stops. But you manage to swallow it, with your heart still racing and a bead of sweat coming down the back of your neck.
For what?
You look over at your buddy and say, it's not so bad.
For what?
As you get up to go clean yourself up in the bathroom. There have been multiple deaths in the last few years directly linked.
Why are people doing this, bro?
Even though the danger is obvious, people still search out this delicacy. With some athletes even...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like certain people just be like, they be too down to just eat stuff because they can. Like, I mean, sure, you probably could, you know, if it was like not alive, you could just eat that, digest it, and be fine, you know? But like, why though? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have a deep throat, pause, or not. I don't know. Like, bro. And then are they all the same size, or are certain people getting jumbo? You know what I mean? Like extra thick. Are they giving them, like, what are they eating when they're growing? How long are they alive for? Either way, like you said, this is animal torture, bro.
Claiming that this
That's crazy.
increases a person's endurance, but others simply do it for the experience.
That's crazy.
That they will get when they show off the post online.
Literally.
Number 2.
Exactly, bro.
This is one of the deadliest foods in the world, where a single mistake in the preparation could mean life or death. Fugu is a popular dish that originated in Japan in the early 20th century, but as time has gone on, the dish's popularity has only grown, spreading to many countries like China and South Korea. This is a meal that consists of a poisonous pufferfish that has had the poison carefully removed from it. Well, at least that's what should be done, but more on that later. In countries like Japan, a chef
band-aids for that, eating live animals? Probably.
to learn how to properly remove the poison from the meat. The training takes up to 3 years to complete, followed by a string of exams which include a written test, fish identification test, a practical test, and of course, successfully preparing the dish. This test is so difficult that only 35% of all applicants
literally
end up passing it and acquiring the license.
Well, I mean, then again, they're pretty much, they be at the bottom of the ocean a lot, so they could probably see more, like, inside with no light. You know? That's horrible.
So dangerous is because it contains a poison called tetrodotoxin, which is one of the world's most deadliest poisons.
Yikes.
A single pufferfish has enough poison to kill 30 adult humans. Now,
People, all right, bro. Again, I'm not making fun of nobody's culture, bro. Do you? But at the same time, bro, people gotta leave some stuff in the people gotta leave some stuff in the ocean. The pufferfish eating the carrot video is actually hilarious, and I haven't thought about that in a very long time. That's funny.
Now, here's the terrible.
If it survives, dude.
If someone happens to be so unlucky that they end up consuming even a small amount of the poison, they will be presented with a prayer and a splash of holy water.
Bruh.
Since there's no known antidote.
That's it?
The poison kicks in shortly after eating it, with your muscles becoming completely paralyzed.
Yo.
And eventually, it could cause you to stop breathing. And this is probably when you start to think to yourself, damn, I should have just gone with the chicken dumplings. The deadliest year ever recorded was in 1958.
Here we go.
176 people lost their lives to this food alone. Today in Japan, the odds of you dying
That's
are
OD.
very, very slim, as long as you order from a licensed restaurant. Since most deaths in recent history have come from people who attempted to prepare the dish at home, but sometimes pure evil and selfishness increased the death rate even higher. Like in 2004, when fish vendors in Thailand tricked people for 3 years by dyeing the pufferfish meat red and telling buyers that the meat they were selling was salmon, leading to 115 people needing to be
crazy,
and 15 of them sadly losing their lives. Number 1.
Vendors, bro, that's horrible.
Wet markets. Now, of course, this had to be number 1 on the list, since a single meal from one of these wet markets carries the greatest risk to human health. This is one of the rare instances
literally, you don't gain a thing from that, bro.
Doesn't just affect the person eating it.
Oh, there we go.
Potentially affect every person on the
Here we
planet.
go.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What could possibly be so delicious that it's worth putting the entire world's population in jeopardy? Brownies. The answer is brownies. But as far as wet markets go, yeah, I don't think snakes, turtles, dogs, cats, bats, my nephew, porcupines, or raccoons
Nephew's
would be
crazy.
a justifiable answer. And
Definitely
it seems
not.
like every few years, without fail, the world gets a massive scare when a deadly disease breaks out. And of course, they always seem to be traced back to one of these wet markets. Remember the SARS outbreak of 2002? Me neither. But
I
it's
definitely don't.
believed by epidemiologists and public health officials that this outbreak originated from a wet market in the Guangdong province of China. What about the Ebola outbreak of 2014? Remember how terrified everyone was to even let out a cough?
Me either.
He would forever be known as the person with Ebola.
2015 was crazy.
The 2014
2014.
Ebola outbreak was traced to
Remember
a
it, bro.
small child whose family regularly hunted and consumed the bats. Sure, this wasn't a wet market, but it easily could have been. And last but
Close
not
enough.
least, as we all know, the recent pandemic we just had is widely believed to have originated in China from a bat in the Wuhan wet market. These are just a few of the diseases that have caused a massive scare in recent times. But here are some other diseases.
I think people just be trying to be different, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Look at this, bro. It's pretty much every bad thing that's ever happened, like disease-wise, low key. Pretty much. Matter of fact, most diseases in general originate with people messing with animals. Literally.
Diseases that are known to be present in these wild and exotic wet markets.
Oh, there's more. Yikes. Yeah, man. This exactly, like, that can't even taste good, bro. What's the
The reason
reason?
these wet markets pose such a hazard to humans is largely on the fact
Like,
that
why
almost
do
all of the
that?
meat will be cross-contaminated by the time it's sold. Since being sanitary is not really of the utmost importance. This
Literally.
the close proximity of wild animals makes it easy for diseases from animals to infect humans.
Literally, bro.
The hot and humid conditions in a lot of these markets make it a perfect place for the growth of bacteria and spread of disease.
This is horrible. They got an Alaskan bullworm, bro. What are they doing with an Alaskan bullworm? And then they gonna eat it? Bro.
Something even worse.
Well, that happened. Hey, bro. Like I said, man, some of y'all be trying to be different, bro. Just eat like regular food, man. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. This is like, why? You don't gain a thing. You're not cooler. I'm not gonna follow you on Instagram just because you ate like a weird animal. Like, bro, cut it out, man. Cut it.